hockey history in Colorado.
National championship.
Colorado is going to win the Stanley Cup.
The NHL Stadium Series comes to Denver and brings with it the battle on Blake. Pond hockey in lower downtown.
Got a man on the wing, Tange. He scores! Moving on in for a shot.
Nine News presents Coors to Coors, live from Coors Field. Hello and welcome to Coors, the post-game show. I'm Aaron Matus, thrilled to be joined by former Avs fan favorite Dan Heino. Dan, what an atmosphere here. I mean, what an event. This was fantastic the whole weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't have gone off any better between, the weather, even the wind adds a little bit of a factor. I'm sure we'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, I mean, the atmosphere is unbelievable. It felt a lot like a playoff baseball game or a football game at Mile High Stadium. It was fantastic, and the crowd was into it the whole time.
One thing that could have gone better, Avs could have won, I suppose, coming from the former Av himself, huh?
Yeah, those games are tough. I know from a coaching perspective, at that time of the game, you just want to get the points, right? Like you're in a playoff hunt, you need to get that 1 point for sure, and then you go for it in overtime. So disappointing when you can't hold on to the lead, but sometimes that when you have a young team, those are the mistakes that go in.
Yeah, the points are a big thing, and we'll talk about that later, but this was crucial for both teams. We saw what an outdoor game brings today. A lot of different aspects, and we saw wind, we saw this. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't real snow. I don't know, it didn't snow at Coors Field today, but it was on the ice. That's a little dangerous. All kinds of different things. They had to switch sides in the third period.
Yeah, you know what, and that's I think the beauty of skating outdoors. I know growing up in Minnesota, you never knew what the conditions were going to be. You just strapped on and hoped it was for the best. And today was great for that reason because, the wind is just one more thing you have to coach against, and then they have to shuffle on the fly, they switch ends, and now that adds a whole nother, how mentally tough are you? And that's what these games can find out.
What did you think just in general about the game? Because the two teams have had their ups and downs since the rivalry, but these were two playoff teams playing late in the season. It was kind of cool to see again.
It was. It's great because the rivalry will continue on for years from now. And Detroit, when you see an Avalanche jersey in the airport or vice versa, there's always a little bit of that hatred. And, these are two really good playoff teams. So whoever makes it in that whatever seed they end up is going to be real dangerous come playoff time. So it's good to see in both cities.
Well, a unique opportunity for the guys. They don't get to play outside very often, but many of the players grew up with outdoor hockey.
I had an outdoor rink as a kid from probably the time I was 12. 11 or 12 till I was 16, 17, and I think it was a big part of my development. And I know I had a lot of fun out there. I used to be out there for hours, and I always say that the purest form of hockey is on the pond or on the lake.
I remember when I was 8, 9 years old and going to the rink, even at like 12, 13. I mean, my dad would have rules saying, when it gets dark, you're coming back home, you do your homework and focus on school. Then.
In my hometown, we had an indoor facility, but it was natural ice, so we needed the weather to be cold. It was just domed, so I mean, I didn't have to do the shoveling and things like that, but I did play a lot on natural ice.
There weren't too many arenas in Stockholm that were open for practices. Sometimes we'd have to go on outdoor rinks and things like that, and just good memories from ice cold winter nights, outdoor rinks. Those are the best.
You get the wind in your face, and you're cold, and you're with all your friends, and when you're playing hockey, all your worries melt away. There's nothing you're thinking about besides having fun and playing hockey. And I think just a great escape for all of us kids. You're not thinking about school, you're not thinking about anything except just having fun with your buddies and playing hockey. And outdoor hockey does that.
Side is special to so many of these guys. Minnesota guy, I'm a Minnesota guy. I remember being out there with frozen toes. It's special, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when they start warming up, and then it's just excruciable pain. But
start burning.
Yes, yeah, exactly. There's you crying in the living room, your dad's telling you to suck it up. But yeah, you know what? Like Elk River, Minnesota, Edina, Minnesota, you know, you didn't always have ice time at the rink. There was one rink in town, and if you didn't have ice time, you skated on the pond. I know that's where I learned. My babysitter pushed me around until I figured it out, and then my next door neighbor was 2 years older, just beat me around on the ice until I figured I could hold my own.
We'll get to the alumni game in just a bit, but was it special just to be outdoors last night when you got to get out there?
Oh yeah, you know what? It's unbelievable. When you get out there, it's outdoors. Like I said, you got the factors of the wind. You know, the ice is maybe not what you're used to, but it just gives that old school feel to when you loved hockey for just the state.
So maybe not the outcome we hope for, but nonetheless a special night for the players and the fans. Avs lose tonight 5-3. Coors to Coors will be right back. Coming up on Coors to Coors, a chance to celebrate one of the greatest rivalries we've ever seen.
And we've got more rough stuff.
It's going to be a little weird, I have to say that. And I think the first couple of shifts might be friendly and easy, and then, like I said earlier, it's a lot of competitive people on the ice, and I think it will be guys out there trying to win and trying to do, a lot of people watching, and you don't want to look bad. So I think it's going to be a little intense in the last period to see who wins.
No one really knew what to expect with last night's alumni game. Such bitter rivals 20-some years ago. But one thing was for sure, it was a chance to celebrate one of the greatest rivalries we've ever seen.
And welcome to Coors Field, the alumni team for your Colorado Avalanche.
6 months ago, when we decided we wanted to do this, we all thought it was a great idea. And then, last couple of weeks, I think we were all excited, but you didn't want to embarrass yourself either out there.
It was one of those games where it was clear they wanted to win, and we wanted to win.
And I was hoping to do well in front of our fans. I mean, come on, you don't want to see them leaving this the Coors Field Stadium with a loss. You want them to leave with the big smile on their face and say, hey, we're proud of that Coors.
5:55 on the back end as it's intercepted.
Oh, the steal, Ricci fires! Oh, the first save of the game.
Is the last thing you want in a game like that, a breakaway in the first 2 minutes?
Yes, yes, for sure. I can't believe he passed it to me. But yeah, that was the one thing. The puck rolled up on me, so that's why. I'm usually a better shooter than that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
No, you know what? I think he's probably not even warmed up yet. It happened so fast.
Oh, there's Claude Lemieux. Pass out front, and there is a goal.
So Steve Yzerman ties up this game.
Just playing the game is a lot of fun. The atmosphere in these stadiums is really unique, and for all of us, we're very appreciative that people will sit there for 2 hours and watch us at that pace.
Second, moving in. They got that shot. It's a goal. Now it is Ricci's turn to take a penalty shot. Fakes the slap shot, cuts across, and his shot goes wide, and they slam the stick against the glass after not scoring.
And what happened on the penalty shot?
I was exhausted. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I was trying to get the ref to let Hedgie take it. I was just trying to beat Hedgie all night, Hedgie and Joey, so it didn't work out too good. But yeah, I'm not really. My breakaway move is to get pulled down and stand in front of the net on the power play. That's my breakaway move.
Yeah, we're getting older. Let's be honest. We all having families and kids and jobs, and you start realizing important things in the world, and you start realizing more than anything, you don't dislike the red jersey over there or the white jersey over here. You just have a mutual respect of how much you give each other is given to push each other to the highest level.
You catch yourself sitting on the bench, and some of the plays you see out there, even though it's not going in the speed we saw 10, 15, or 20 years ago, you can still see plays. You still see guys making plays, and that's fun to watch.
These are two teams that have donated a lot of blood to each other, and I think that we always respected each other, but I mean we always knew we had to beat them and they had to beat us. So it's a great thing for hockey. You realize that we need some more rivalries in the game, and hopefully it starts today.
43,000 fans showed up to watch the alumni game, and you played in it. What was it like?
It's hard to describe because you come out here and you're not really sure. Like, I'd never been on this kind of a field before, other than as a fan. And then you come out here and it's so loud and there's so many people and it's everywhere you look, and it's straight up, which is like the old Hershey Park Arena when I used to play in Hershey. The fans are right on top of you, which is fantastic for hockey. So it's a special feeling, and being back in the community, I know all the old boys. I don't think we could get a smile off our face for about 48 hours there.
My favorite part was that you guys all called it. You said it was going to start slow and slowly pick up, and that game was competitive by that third period.
Oh yeah, and you saw it in the battles. Like the battles, no, it wasn't like anyone was taking anything off the battles. Obviously, the old chippy stuff you try and stay away from, right? Because you know half these guys are going to be your boss if you're ever going to stay in the NHL, you know. But for the most part, you know, guys played really hard, and it was very competitive. You saw the battles in front of the net in the corner, guys getting knocked down. Everyone loved it, but that's what we knew it was going to bring that.
And we just heard about it in the piece, but Ricci, he did not want that breakaway first shift in.
Nobody does. That's the worst time. Like, you're just trying to get in the game. You hope for a couple, maybe somebody hits you, you wake you up. The last thing you want is open ice on a breakaway, especially when the other team has speed coming from behind. So it was pretty funny.
Avs may have fallen tonight, but the alumni beat the Red Wings alumni last night, so it really was a weekend split. We'll be right back. Up next, we were all access with the Denver Pioneers when they took the ice at Coors Field.
I coach to win, and I coach for guys who play the right way. If you don't play the right way, you'll start sitting.
And later, the Avs. Come on. In a role we rarely get to see.
It's special. It's really special for me, the seniors. You know, to beat CC 8 times in a row is unheard of. That's a great feeling. But you know, to walk out there in the first period and see all those people, it was, you know, it gives you chills. It was such a special experience.
Denver and Colorado College were the first teams to get on the ice here at Coors Field. They got to play last weekend. We were all access with the Pioneers for their historic hockey game.
Great time to be a Pio, boys, eh? Special time. It's on the moment.
We talked as a staff, and we talked with all the players, like, it's a special day, so try and take in as much as you can.
We came out of the Rockies dugout, and you kind of can see through the stadium, see the mountains and the sun setting, and it was unbelievably special.
Coming out under the lights, you could see the moon. It's black out when you're standing out there for the national anthem, and that's just a surreal kind of a moment.
I found my dad and sister and mom in the stands. I don't know how. They were up at the top level, and that was a cool moment for us. I gave them a little salute.
It was an incredible night. I said all along, you guys got to enjoy it, but we got to remember what gives us success, okay? We got to focus on our process, and we got to stay in the moment. Staying in the moment is how we play Denver hockey. It's what makes us such a great team. Let's go show it.
Denver has won 7 in a row over Colorado College.
It's time to everyone! Let's have a great day! Lots of energy, lots of focus. Here we go, boys!
It's the 302nd meeting and the first time ever outdoors you're witnessing history.
We started skating around and kind of looking up and like trying to stay focused, but you got to enjoy that moment too.
Scores! It took a funny bounce, and Jared Lucas Savages gets credit for the first outdoor goal in Colorado history.
Well, Planner, I guess he didn't see a clear shot at the net, so he just kind of rimmed it off the boards, and I got a jump on the D-man in front and just kind of wrapped it and found a hole.
And there's another goal!
I was kind of surprised that it went in at first, but I was pretty excited.
And that'll do it for the first period. Pioneers getting the 2 goals and killing off a power play for the final 40 seconds. CC will start the second period with the man advantage.
But we got to be better. We got to commit more to the process, myself included.
We had moments there where we played Denver hockey, and we had some moments where we watched, okay? One, we had the 2-0 lead, and we got to learn from those penalties. 14, never again, wherever you are, okay? Punch a guy in a cage, it doesn't hurt anyone, all right? Now, for the first time in a while that I've seen, guys are playing on their own page. They're not playing for their teammates, because that's why we're not going through bodies. Everybody wants to get the puck. They want to score a goal in front of 30,000 people, okay? I coach to win, and I coach for guys who play the right way. If you don't play the right way, you'll start sitting, okay? We need a better performance here.
Here comes Denver with Gambrell, walking to the front. More. Shot goes wide. Wheeling around. Shot saved. Here's another wraparound attempt by Stott. The last one went in. Catching it up in different ways. Right now, here tonight, there's a shot whistled wide. Now back to the point, kept in. Walked in, shot, score!
I've played so many games against CC in my career, and that reminded me of so many of them, where it's a close game. You know, maybe we're outplaying them, maybe they're outplaying us, and a bounce goes in, it's a one-goal game. And I mean, as well as, you know, everyone knows that are hockey fans, a one-goal game, I mean, literally anything can happen within seconds.
Let's kill this off and get back after him, boys.
We let a team hang around, and it's an opportunity for us to grow again.
And we came back in the locker room after the second period. We just kind of reevaluated our play and just said, you know, we got to keep more pucks in the net. We need to keep pushing like we are and taking control of the game like we know we can.
Seniors, this is your last game you'll play against CC, and you guys have an opportunity to do something at Denver that's never been done. Sweep them in back-to-back years, okay? And the last thing for every one of you guys, right? It's an unbelievable day. It's an unbelievable game. But you'll remember it a lot better. You're going to remember this day for the rest of your lives. You want to remember it that you won the game. So let's think about the process, and let's go and take this game away. All right? Let's go.
And you know, for this CC team, it would make their season if they were able to win this game. One-timer score! Danton Heinen.
It was just 5-on-3 there, and I was set up for one-timer, and Butcher made a nice pass, and I put it on net. I don't think I got all of it, but it found a way.
Butcher passed me the puck, and I just tried to get the puck to the net, and the rebound actually came right back to me, so I just fired it again, and it went in.
And another goal!
That was a lucky shot, I think.
Pioneers get a second power play goal.
I think our power play, that was the fastest we ever scored goals before.
And from nearly an impossible angle. Historic night. The DU Pioneers beat Colorado College 4-1.
What a great experience for all of us. I mean, that's neat, 35,000 people, and you know what, we played good hockey. We didn't play great, but we played very well, and you took care of business when you needed to. Whatever you guys are gonna do as a team, do it together tonight, all right? Because you guys got something special going with the way you guys are playing for each other, and we got to keep it up, okay? We'll start talking about Western on Monday. Good job, guys.
We can't be satisfied with that. We got to build towards playoffs, and I'm a huge believer in, you know, you don't start playing playoff hockey in the first game of playoffs. You got to start earlier in the season, like now and like we have been through the calendar season. You got to build momentum towards that, and you got to build the way you're going to play an identity.
The whole event was way beyond anything I could have imagined. It was spectacular, and I think it's memories that all of us are going to have for the rest of our life.
Pioneers kept it rolling this weekend with a sweep in Western Michigan. That is 7 straight victories for Denver, matching their longest streak in a decade. We'll be right back. It is not easy getting a hockey rink in the middle of a baseball diamond. We'll show you how it was done next on Coors to Coors.
We moved in basically February 8th. We parked the refrigeration truck. We set out our ice pans. We connect all that. As that's going on, we're putting in the dasher boards. We'll fill it with our coolant, and then on the evening of February 13th is when we actually started making ice. One thing that people don't maybe know is how long it actually takes to build ice. You know, we were saying our guys work almost 24 hours a day around the clock. Well, it takes a good 8 hours, maybe 10 hours to build a 1/4 inch of ice properly. So, and it's basically just light sprays, walking around with we have a spray boom, and go up from there. We don't just open up a hose and fill it like a swimming pool and let it freeze. It's a lot of walking and a lot of spraying. So, and I think by the time we finish, we'll be up to just over 2 inches of ice. So it's a lot of man hours put into just making ice. I think that we were expecting some warm days, but not maybe necessarily 2 weeks of warm days. The amount of sunshine has definitely changed the way we have operated here. On our crew, we have upwards of 17 crew members for game day. We have good representation from around the NHL, actually, from the Detroit Red Wings, and then a few others as well. But then we also have 4 staff members who work at the Pepsi Center with the Colorado Avalanche. So have joined our crew here, to help build the rink and build the ice and be a part of that. There's some of our staff working almost all the way through the night, and then another crew that will come in first thing in the morning. So we instead of spraying and working during the middle of the day, we switch those work hours and work at nighttime instead. It's quite normal. It is, yeah, from start to finish. So, but we have a really good group of guys here, a good crew that we work with, and everyone knows what to expect when we show up, that it's going to be some long, hard hours, but it's all worth it in the end.
And now the hard part, they got to tear it all down and get this back to a baseball field. It's a weird rink, obviously, sitting in the middle of a baseball diamond. Did you notice anything when you got out there?
Yeah, you know what? The first thing you notice is the lack of sound, because the sound in an arena obviously is very echoey. You get out there and you're missing the snap of the puck, and you have to actually project your voice a little bit harder to get guys to know where you are. Aside from that, I mean, you got the conditions, right? You got the wind, you got the light, you got the reflection off the ice.
Sure.
All play a factor. But the ice I was actually very impressed with, considering the weather conditions being as warm as they were. I was very impressed with the staff that put that together over the weekend.
They said tonight 65 degrees at puck drop is the warmest they've had for an outdoor game, and somehow there's a great sheet of ice out there.
I know, and it's fantastic. And the game didn't suffer at all. The wind was hard for both teams, and they split it down to half, which was perfect. But the ice conditions look good to me.
You're still involved with Columbus, doing some scouting and player development. So from an outsider's perspective now, what do you think of this Avs team? Because now they really need to regroup and get focused for a playoff run.
Yeah, I think they're poised, for a good run at it. They got a great team. Obviously, the West is tough. The division's really tough. But they got a good mix of, I think, veteran guys that know what it takes. Obviously with Tanguay, Ginla, Como, you go right down the list to Boschman. They got some good veteran leadership there, and then they got the youth, the energy that can get you through 82 games, and then another good playoff push. And with all their young talent and Varlamov getting hot at the right time, they'd be a very dangerous team.
Nashville's playing way. Minnesota's now got kind of revitalized. Do you think the Avs can do it? I mean, if you're a betting man right now?
Oh yeah, I never bet against the Avs.
Okay.
And I certainly never bet against Patrick Waugh.
So they lose tonight 5-3. A special night here at Coors Field, but a loss nonetheless. We just got a chance to talk to the players in the locker room after the game.
This is an atmosphere that for all of us, I mean, we had goosebumps going onto the ice. We had chills. I was excited. This is a game that was easy to get motivated for. The adrenaline was rushing. Just not the result we were looking for.
This wasn't some other team we're playing. The fans take a lot of pride in us winning, and we a lot of bragging rights, a lot of things like that, and we couldn't get it done. But I still think they had a fun time. It was an exciting game, back and forth. We did a good job, kept tying it up after they scored, and we had the lead going to the third, and it's just tough to lose.
I enjoy it. I mean, it was a nice experience. I mean, it was. I'm disappointed because we lost tonight, but I mean. Everything was first class by the organization. They did a super job. I mean, every details. I mean, no, it was a nice experience.
All sorts of events on the ice this week. The Avs held a family skate on Thursday, and we got a rare look at some of the players. We don't often get to see them play the role of dad.
It's something that you don't get to do very often, and it's a gorgeous facility, and it's neat. I mean, I'm a baseball fan too, so it's cool to come in and see a totally different perspective. It's fun. It's they wanted to come out, and they don't get this chance to this atmosphere and stuff. So it's neat that we get that opportunity.
Yeah, they've skated before. I mean, obviously they follow the dad a little bit, not by choice by any means, but a great day for us to bring the family. And you know, we're so busy with what we do, and you know, as a dad, you want to give as much time as possible to your kids, and sometimes it's not easy with the schedule we have, the road and things like that.
Yeah, they got on pretty quick. I think I think they were on around 2 or 3 years old or whatever, just to fool around and skate. We had a rink in our backyard and stuff.
This is a great event. I mean, it's not every day you get to skate in a venue like this. And I asked all the guys that were taking pictures, I said, make sure, you know, I get all of the picture with the kids, because it's so beautiful. This is memories that they might not remember at the age they're at, but with the picture, I'm sure they'll have a glimpse to be able to remember it.
Oh, the Avs-Wings rivalry has never been cuter. That's what we saw at the family skate on Thursday. You're living in Chicago now. You're involved with the league a little bit here and there. So what was it like to get all the boys back together and see all those faces again this week?
Oh, you know what? When I think about it, I can't stop smiling. Like, just being around the guys feels like home instantly. You know, you don't see some of these guys I haven't seen in 5 or 6 years.
Right.
But as soon as you sit down next to them, it's like home. You know what I mean? You just feel like you're home. Never missed a beat. Same old jokes that you heard 15 years ago.
Still funny?
Oh yeah, and by the same guys, and yet you know how it ends, and yet you still laugh just as hard, if not harder. So, you know, it's just a great feeling, and we're all going to suffer some withdrawal when we leave.
43,000 last night, 50,000 tonight. Was this neat for you to see kind of Denver embrace hockey this weekend?
Oh, absolutely, and it's no big surprise. Obviously, when I was here, the fans have been unbelievable throughout, basically since their rival here, you know, since they showed up. So it was no surprise to me you got 100,000 fans out in 2 days.
Danny, it was great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And that's going to do it for Coors to Coors. Avs lose tonight 5-3, but a great evening, a great weekend here at Coors Field. Thanks for joining us, everyone.